What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video. Today we have another shelf spotlight, and the movie of focus is going to be Civil War. Now, I picked this up at the 50% off Barnes & Noble sale, I think maybe a month or two ago, when Lionsgate's films were all 50% off. Not 30%, it says 30%, but it was actually 50%. Bought the 4K for, what, $17? Great deal, in my opinion. I absolutely love this movie. I saw it in theaters when it came out. I believe it came out the end of 2024. Correct me if I'm wrong, but essentially, if you've never seen this, try not to give away any spoilers here, but obviously Civil War, you're in a dystopian future, we're obviously in the United States, where the country is at war with each other. You have the government versus the factions of the United States, so the ones that don't really follow the government anymore. And this movie isn't necessarily straight up just about war. You really follow the perspective of photographers, or the press is what they call them. Obviously the press is photography, journalism, stuff like that. You have the main character, Kirsten Dunst. She plays what's her name, hold on, I have it to the left of me. What's her name in the movie? Lee Smith. Kirsten Dunst, the main character. And then there's a younger girl who is wanting to be like Lee Smith. That is Cailee Spaeny. Jesse's her name in the movie. And then there's two other guys. You have Stephen McKinley. You have Stephen McKinley, who plays Sammy, and then you have Wagner Moura, who plays Joel. So you have those four, and you follow their journey from, I forget what state they're in. I think is it Georgia? Some state in the South, I believe. And what they want to do is they want to go to D.C. to interview the president. The president at the time, even though the government is essentially in shambles and everybody's trying to kill the president. The president actually is Nick Offerman, who is in a bunch of other things. He was in We're the Millers. He was the dad, or the dad of the boy. Forget what dad he was, but he's in that film. And yeah, so you follow their journey to DC, and you kind of get to see the country and the state that it's in. And it's not a fun thing, because for me, what I like to do is I put myself in the story, put myself in the character's shoes. And what this movie showed me was that war is never good. Obviously, war is never good, but we would never want a civil war. It would not be pretty, and this movie does a good job at depicting that. And you can kind of see it where they're traveling to DC, and to get gas, they have people outside and guns, making sure that you're paying, or there's people hanging. The people that own the gas station, they have people hanging by their hands in the back, just waiting to die. After that, they come across a guy who I guess is military, dumping dead bodies in a ditch. That's actually Jesse Plemons' character. He's in this movie. He's the guy who's dumping bodies in a ditch. It's not a fun thing to actually see. Obviously, it's all fake. It's a movie, but to put yourself in that situation, or to think what you would do, like how you would act. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to live in a world where you're scared to go outside, where you can't even go outside, where you're sleeping at night with gunshots, with bombs exploding. It's not fun. And this is what that movie showed me. And I think the most impactful scene in this movie, for me at least, when looking at why war would not be good, is with Kirsten Dunst's character. You kind of see a montage of places that she's been, things that she's seen, the photographs that she's taken. And there's this one scene where there's a bunch of guys in the street, and they're surrounding this guy who they shoved in a tire. So essentially the tire is around him, wrapping his arms up so he can't move. And they pour gasoline on him, and it's just slow motion of them lighting him on fire. And it's like, holy shit, imagine seeing that. And from the perspective of Lee, her in the movie, she's sitting there photographing this guy, and the guy's looking into the camera, and he's just getting lit on fire. That is so scary, because Civil War isn't it's not impossible, but hopefully it's not likely, but it's not impossible for the United States to be at a civil war in the near future. Because let's be real here, the United States isn't in the best of places, and watching this movie kind of put you in the perspective of, holy shit, if the United States was in another civil war, it would not be pretty. And then obviously towards the end, they make it to DC, and some shit goes down. I'm not going to say it, but that would kind of ruin the whole point of the story. But yeah, that's the movie. I loved it. I would definitely recommend it. I would watch it again. I definitely do plan on watching this again in the next month or two, maybe a couple months. So yeah, let me know down below if you've seen this movie, what you think of it, how it made you feel. Did you come away from this movie feeling a certain type of way? Would love to hear about it down below. But that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned until next one, and make sure to keep your shelves worthy.